found that it's easier if you actually put the front tire on first before you start disassembling the handlebars. It's just easier when this is attached still. You don't have to worry about it. It's one less thing that gets in your way. This seat looks pretty sweet. I usually only see black seats, so I like this dark brown color. I think it looks really good. Assembling this bike was pretty straightforward and easy. All I had to do was attach the front wheel, the handlebars, the seat, and the pedals, which is pretty standard across all e-bikes to do that assembly. The bike is already like 90% put together, which is really good for you because it's not a whole lot of work. And they have a user manual to show you how to do it, and they also have video tutorials online that actually explain to you verbally how to do it and walk you through the steps. So it's really straightforward and simple. You shouldn't have a problem with it. Nice day out, minus the snow. So I want to go take this bike for a spin to test it out to see what it's like. But one of the unique things about this e-bike is that it actually comes with a key that you actually have to use like a car to be able to work the bike. So it's on the other side here. You just put it in the ignition, turn it on, and then you can power on your e-bike. So you have to turn the key to be able to do that. So far the ride's pretty smooth, honestly. I like that the handlebars come towards me. That way it's just like a comfortable ride. It feels more ergonomic. It feels better for my posture to be able to sit upright. I do feel like I'm a lot taller when I sit on this bike, which is nice. The one thing about the handlebars though that can be a little iffy is I tightened this down a few times, pretty tight, but there's a few times where I like leaned all my body weight into the handlebars and they'll shift slightly. So that's one thing to just consider about it. But other than that, I like the ergonomics of it and the handlebars that curve towards you. So these brakes are mechanical brakes and I don't like them as much as hydraulic brakes, but for the price point of this bike, it makes sense that they put mechanical brakes on it. One of the unique things about this bike though is the throttle that turns instead of a thumb throttle. So that's a little bit different compared to this bike than other e-bikes in the space. So you might either love that or not like it so much, but that's just something to point out is this has a turnable throttle. So this screen is pretty standard. It has your power, it has your odometer on it and how fast you're going in miles per hour, and you can change some of the settings as well. But one of the things that I like about this is that it's small and it's off to the side. So this way I don't have clutter up on my front handlebar here in case I want to mount my phone or anything to it. It's nice that it's small and it's out of the way. I think it just makes for a cleaner look. So let's get this e-bike back home so I can talk about more of the features that this bike has.
We vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind go take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. And we vibing, laying on black sand beaches. Thinking of what life teaches. So glad and full.
Okay, so this bike doesn't come with fenders, so I'm a little bit muddy for riding this on the dirt roads, and also my bike is a little bit muddy, but you can see here that it does come with the attachment if you do want to hook up fenders to your bike. So that's something that you might want to do if you're going to be off-roading with this. If not, you might look muddy like this. So that's one thing to point out, but nothing a little bit of loving can't get rid of. Look at that, beautiful now. Now some of the other features about this Santa Monica e-bike is that it has 22 miles range and it takes 4 hours to charge it if it's fully dead to fully charged. Now 22 miles isn't as far as some of the other e-bikes in this space, but for the price point I still think that's a lot of miles. I usually get tired at about 20 miles of riding. Like that's a lot of miles to put on a bicycle, so just be aware of that still is a long time to ride a bike. This also comes with a 6-speed Shimano shifter, which is really easy to use and toggle between the different gears. It has a 500-watt rear motor, which seemed to do fine out where I live. Up the few small hills that I have, it wasn't any problem at all going up and down them. This e-bike also comes with all-terrain tires instead of regular road tires, so that it does perform a little bit better on gravel roads or trails or dirt or anything like that, because the treads are a little bit thicker, so it gives you a little more grip on different surfaces. but this isn't to be confused with like a fat tire e-bike, so it's not going to give you quite the same suspension over different bumps and things like that. It just has a little bit more tread instead of a regular flat road tire bike. It also has attachment holes built into the battery, which you can mount like a water bottle holder or anything like that. As far as the ride quality goes, I felt like I had a good experience with it. It did fine with handling and turning and stopping and going. Also, shifting through the different pedal assist levels was really simple as well. So riding the bike felt really comfortable, as well with the ergonomic design of the handlebars. The one thing I would point out though is that this e-bike is made for cruising. Even though they have the all-terrain tires, I wouldn't take this up and down hills or doing nothing crazy like a mountain bike, because I don't feel like the handlebars would be quite sturdy enough for that. So that's something I just wanted to point out. Again, like I've said before, I really enjoy the seat on this. I think the color looks really nice and the suspension is pretty decent as well. I didn't feel any problem going down the dirt roads or gravel or over different bumps. It felt fine because I think the springs really help to absorb a lot of the bumps, so it felt comfortable to ride. This e-bike also has a rust-proof aluminum frame and a rust-resistant chain here, so that's really nice if you get water on it or mud on it like I just did. It's not going to completely destroy your bike. You can wipe it off and it's going to be fine. My overall thoughts about this Nakto Santa Monica e-bike is that it comes in at a really affordable price, and therefore you get a lot of affordable features as well, like mechanical brakes or a lack of fenders, or the battery life isn't quite as long as some of the other e-bikes, but what you are getting is still a nice, comfortable e-bike ride. At this price point, you're still getting the nice cafe handlebars, you get a nice seat, it still has 22 miles of range that you can get on one ride, and it's a comfortable ride. And it also comes with a headlight. So there are things that it does come with at this price point that makes it a good option, but it's not competing for those higher end e-bikes that are priced a lot higher as well. So it's an affordable option if you're looking to just get into the e-bike world, you want to get a starter e-bike that you just like to cruise around with. I feel like that this would make a good option for it. If you're interested in the e-bike, I'll put a link in the description below for you to check it out for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more e-bike reviews just like this one, then consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on another one.